Is the Plague Priest any good in patch 6.2.2? Considered essential for conventional weapons teams use, the Plague Priest is very decent in other respects as well, and in terms of casting potential is downright filthy. Yep, went there. Recruited for a nominal 1,000 gold and a more ironclad 250 upkeep. He gets 3,840 health on foot on Ultra Scale. Armor is 20, no Eshin style physical resistance, standard 15% missile resistance. Leadership 60 is actually decent for Skaven. Speed 42 and charge speed 48 are the good numbers we expected. Melee begins at 40 and comes with benefits. Magical attack, and each hit inflicts contaminated for minus 10 leadership for 10 seconds per whack. This style of debuff is not a psychology attack and should make even skeleton warriors yearn for the peace of the grave. Attack interval is 4, splash target size medium, so Black Knights on down, and max target splash 4. Melee defense starts at 32, which isn't good. Weapon strength is 280, a paltry sum, yet is split base 84 and armor piercing 196, so most of the attack goes through armor. Charge bonus is 20 and mass is 250, very lightweight. On foot he hides in forest, has the scurry away mechanic, and has Frenzy, jacking up melee attack plus 10, weapon strength plus 10%, which is interesting, charge bonus plus 10%, which is nobody cares level. Well, it's also immunity to psychology while it lasts. On his only available mount, the Plague Furnace, the priest's upkeep is 325, health rises to 5,876, armor rockets to 90. The mount benefits both from missile resistance 25% and spell resistance 25%. Leadership reaches new heights at 85 for a Skaven, speed 42, charge speed 48, but a large target now. Melee attack now starts at 30 base, still magical attack, still causing contaminated, attack interval 5.3, which is markedly slower, splash target size still medium, max target splash rising to 5. Melee defense slips to 26 base, weapon strength 200 only, split base 60, and armor piercing 140, but this must count as a chariot, sort of kind of, because bonus versus infantry is 20. Charge bonus is also 20 and mass is 1700. Now counting as a siege attacker, the hero now has access to Pestilent Breath, non-overcast, as a recharging spell for bonus damage, still has Frenzy, and the Furnace has a pretty much one-for-one Mortis Engine effect. 35 meter range, only works while the Furnace is in melee. Damage is damage, and direct damage is sweet indeed, as long as you're the one inflicting it. As an embed, this is a scouting hero, and indeed everything else is just like the Eshin Sorcerer. Better item drop post-battle, corruption as a map passive, damage walls, wound, hinder replenishment, and specialist to rule them all with reduced cost. The magic line is pure spells of plague, no deviations, with evasion in the middle and arcane conduit at the end. By publication, I should have a link to the lore to explain how it functions. Besides sneaky and tricksy for 1 pip, 10% to missile or spell resistance each, in other words, making the strong stronger while on the furnace. Warpstone tokens at rank 4 increases his miscast chance by 5%, but adds plus 13 to his army's maximum wins reserve. It's interesting. Now for the combat line, because he has a good and proper one. Tail weapon, we've seen this before, plus 3 melee attack and plus 4% weapon strength. 3 pips of Wild-Eyed gives plus 9 melee attack. Opportunist, 3 for plus 15 charge bonus. Expeditious Endeavor gives plus 15% speed for 3. Conviction gives plus 9 leadership for 3. Foe Seeker is our ever-traditional speed increase and fatigue decrease active ability, now with charge speed increase. By the way, Evasion now gives plus 10% speed. Fervor is plus 20% weapon strength at 3. Tenacity is plus 15% health at 3, Soothsaying is plus 40% leadership aura size at 3, Hard to Hit is plus 12 melee defense at 3, and that stat is a pain point, and Deadly Onslaught is the old increase in damage and charge bonus, but squeezing out damage from a caster with Frenzy is not a bad thing. It's something, after all, might as well play it up for all it's worth, especially once given proper items for it. So how do we use the Plague Priest? Yeah, we feed weapons teams with Vermintide, we know, but I want to add a little more than that. The Plague Priest is an unusually competent melee combatant for the fact he's also a spellcaster. Oh yeah, quick mention, Contaminate is not compatible with Poison, so if you get a Cunning Priest, he is going to be using Poison instead. Poison's good, but if you do that, you're mostly hunting the plus 10% army ambush success chance. And that's good. More power to you for doing so. Point being, the Plague Priest isn't meant to be a god of melee, but compared to a Bright Wizard, he's pretty good at it. Provided it still runs for you, Contaminated is fully stackable with any other leadership debuff, including from Missile Fire, Artillery, Burnt Effect, and so forth. So the Plague Priest is useful as a roadblock, as a helper for regular infantry, putting away your enemies, and of course as a spellcaster. And how can you not smile at his becoming a Morris engine on a mount? Let me guess, a lot of people avoid the mount for fear of obstructing weapons teams. That's fine. There's plenty of ways to use this hero, and weapons team support is just one. Given the flexibility, the best way to get good with them, and I'm addressing myself too, is to simply use them more and get accustomed to what they can do in a pinch. Despite the melee cameo, this is still an Arcane Conduit hero, and that's really valuable, because the Warlock Engineers do not get that. Take care, and have fun blessing rats with even more filth.